Morning everyone, back tuning into this morning's video. It's Monday at GarsWeatherVids.com, which means only one thing. It's your update every Monday at GarsWeatherVids. We have a look at weather for the coming week across the continent, and today is no exception. Now, before I get on with the European outlook, should go to mention the advertising there's video ads on my pages at GarsWeatherVids.com. And you get by on the video ad, you'll be supporting GarsWeatherVids.com. Thanks very much for doing that. The website we're using for the charts for European outlook is weathercentral.de. Find a link to it on the links page. So let's get on with it, and we've got to this area of high pressure out across Britain and Ireland today, Monday. It's going to be quite an important feature through the coming week, because as we go through it, we're going to find this high pressure very gradually pulling out into the Atlantic, and these cooler winds that are already extending in across Scandinavia are gradually going to push down across the continent. So actually we're going to end up with quite a cold, not cold, but quite a coolish sort of week coming up across many parts of Europe. We may have had a big heat wave last week when I excuse me, when I did this video. Very intense heat across central parts of Europe, but it's a completely different complexion to the weather this week. It's going to actually be cooler than average. So now look at the upper air temperatures. We see it's generally fairly warm across many parts of the continent at the moment. The cool air is just digging down in towards Scandinavia. That's got northerly winds digging in also into western parts of Russia, but elsewhere it's not too cool yet, although probably temperatures nothing particularly exciting, but nothing too bad just at the moment. Now, there's a lot of dry weather across the continent today. Got some showers up over Scandinavia. Some of those could be wintry across the far north of Scandinavia, in the Arctic, of course, but most of them will be rain showers. A lot of cloud coming in, really, around that high pressure through British Isles into Ireland, although there could be some sunshine for Ireland. Also, the Low Countries and northern parts of Germany, risk of getting some cloud as well. But a lot of dry weather, though, really, through that central slice of Europe, from Iberia going up to France, into Germany, on into Poland. Lots of dry conditions. And then we come down to these heavy showers in the southeast of the Mediterranean. So really from southeast of France, Corsica, Sardinia, eastwards through Italy, over the Adriatic and down into the southeast of Europe. Heavy showers and thunderstorms there. Could be a few storms, interestingly, around the costas today as well, and maybe some even across North Africa. That's quite unusual for the middle of June. Convective potential is really through the Mediterranean today. Not much convection to be seen elsewhere. Temperatures not too bad, probably around where we should be, if anything, or maybe ever so slightly below, but certainly nothing to write home about. Somewhere between around, say, 18 to 25 across much of Central and Western Europe. 25 is 77 bad. It is pretty cool in the east of the British Isles, and also over the Low Countries in towards northern parts of Germany. They've got all that low cloud coming in off the North Sea. But overall temperatures not really doing too badly, but around the seasonal average. As we go through to the middle of the week, this high pressure is showing signs of starting to pull out in towards the Atlantic. Still the coolest of the air being confined to Scandinavia. Actually, it's warming up a little bit across northwestern parts of Europe through the middle of the week. We've also got quite weak pressure through the Med, so there could be some showers continuing down there. The heat's building across Spain and Portugal. It's turning hot there, but elsewhere it's a warm scene through the middle of the week. Not particularly cool anywhere away from the far north of Scandinavia, where those northern winds are digging in. Could be showers coming southwards across Scotland and Ireland through the course of the middle of the week, but elsewhere lots of dry weather through northern France in towards the Low Countries, which of Germany will stay dry. Some showers with those northerly winds, chilly northerly winds up over Scandinavia, but the greatest risk of storms will again be from northern Spain over the Pyrenees in towards the south of France, then down through Italy. Big risk of storms, particularly over the mountains and over the Alps, and then again in the southeast of Europe across parts of the Balkans, going down in towards Romania, and perhaps even threatening northern parts of Greece as well. The convective potential is for southern parts of France in towards the central basin of the Mediterranean, mainly down into the southeast. No real convection to speak of further north. And it's a warm scene as well through the middle of the week. Temperatures, if anything, could be lifting up a little bit across central western parts of Europe, so maybe getting up to around 26 or 27 in some parts of France, for instance, and in Germany as well. That's just around the 80 Fahrenheit mark. You can't see it, but very hot across central and southern parts of Spain, Portugal as well. Now here comes that northerly wind through into central parts of Europe at the end of the week. The high pressure is pulling out into the Atlantic, allowing these northerly winds to begin to dig southwards through Scandinavia into central parts of Europe. So cooler air will be coming southwards. The upper air temperatures shows up quite nicely. Here it's actually building across Spain and Portugal and southern parts of France. In fact, much of France will be very warm, but conversely, cooler air is coming down through Ireland and the United Kingdom, also coming into the Low Countries, northern Germany, and particularly over Scandinavia as well. Having a look at the precipitation, well, this trough of low pressure that's bringing this northerly wind is producing a lot of showers. Some of them could be quite heavy, actually, particularly for eastern parts of Europe and northeast Europe, with some hail and thunder mixed in. Also, a risk of some big storms around the Bay of Biscay across the northern parts of Spain. But otherwise, Spain and Portugal largely dry, as will be much of France, and that's where the hottest of the temperatures will be as well. We could well be seeing the temperatures as we go through to the end of the week, getting up to around, well, look at that, to some parts of France up to around the mid-30s, 34, 35, 36, that's into the mid-90s Fahrenheit. So the heat really builds at the end of the week through Spain, Portugal, and into southern France. Conversely, it's turning cooler to the north, so cooler air is digging into Scotland. It's also currently digging through Scandinavia and starting to push southwards into northern parts of Germany and Poland as well. As we go through to next weekend with low confidence, I think the north is looking quite cool and unsettled, but the Mediterranean will be pretty hot. If you have a look at the upper air temperatures, real north-south split actually. So Ireland, the United Kingdom, northern Germany, northern Poland, and Scandinavia, all on the cool side with those cooler winds digging in. Whereas through central and southern parts of Europe, the heat's building actually. It's turning very hot through the Mediterranean next weekend. Real heat turning up there. The dividing line between the cooler air to the north and the hot air in the south could produce thunderstorms across northern parts of Spain, also northern Portugal, into southern France, over the Alps. Could be some big thunderstorms and down into the Balkans as well. It's mainly dry through the rest of the Mediterranean, and it'll be very, very hot. To the north there is a risk of showers, particularly through the United Kingdom, in towards Denmark, northern Germany, northern Poland, maybe going north of that in towards Scandinavia and northeastern Europe, a risk of some heavy showers up there. Convective potential is on that dividing line through southern parts of France in towards the Alps and northern Italy, down into the Balkans. There is some convective potential through the central basin of the Mediterranean as well, but I don't think we'll realise it. I think the air will be too dry. So it's a north-south split next weekend. Pretty cool across northern parts of Europe, with temperatures struggling to get into the 20 degree mark, but through the south, very hot through much of the Mediterranean. Heat really will be on, at least up to 30 degrees for many places, if not higher, probably up to 34, 35. Quite widely, of course, you expect it because we're coming into high summer now. So, yeah, going to be turning really hot at the end of the week down in the Med. At the same time, it turns a lot cooler up to the north of Europe. So quite an interesting week coming up, but no sign of a heat wave for central parts of Europe that we had this time last week. If anything, cooler air will be digging in from the north. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.